Hello and welcome to the Backline Report. My name is Carlos Torres, and along with Fred Altvater, we get together and check in on the world of golf to bring you the latest news, insights, analysis, interviews, recaps, previews. Hey, we cover anything and everything golf. In other words, if it happened in golf, we have it for you. Fred, hi, how are you today?
Hey, Carlos, I'm great. Hey, here we are in November. We've still got meaningful golf going on. The PGA Tour just wrapped up in Mexico last week. The LPGA Tour just has 2 events left in Florida. They got a lot going on. But hey, there was some news this week, something about these greens books. What are they talking about with these things?
To me, it's funny, man. Let's just present what happened, right? Because the PGA Tour apparently took a big step toward banning green rating books on Monday because they sent a memo to the players and caddies. And there they outline the specifics of a proposed new rule. I mean, this is not new. They had talked about it in the summer. But according now officially to the memo, this new tournament regulation, which is currently being worked on by the USGA and the R&A, was presented to the PGA Tour Advisory Board yesterday. And if they approve it, I don't know, you may know, but I don't know if they have approved it or not. To me, it's a done deal. But anyway, it will go into effect January 1st. The purpose of the rule per the memo is to return to a position where players and caddies use only their skill, judgment, and feel, along with any information gained through experience, preparation, and practice to read the line of play on the putting green. You know, the most interesting and perhaps complicating part of the memo reads as follows, and I'm going to read it to you. It says that handwritten notes that could assist with the reading the line of play of the putting green will continue to be allowed in the approved book. However, such notes will be restricted to only those made by the player or caddy and must be derived from experiences or any observations of a ball rolling on a green. These observations from a TV broadcast. This includes observations from a TV broadcast, transferring from previous handwritten notes that also meet the new restrictions into the approved book is allowed. No devices, levels, or other technology may be used to gather information to be kept as notes, and no information may be copied from another source into the approved book. So Fred, the memo also confirms that a player can use approved books and handwritten notes to help read a line of play on the putting green and for other strokes during the round. And noteworthy inclusion, given green reading books have been long cited as a cause of slow play on the PGA Tour. So Fred, I'm going to stop right here because there's a lot to chew on here. And what's your initial take on this?
Well, first of all, my initial thought was it's kind of about time, right? We see these things slowing down play. Does anybody in your normal foursome, do they use a greens book when you're playing? I don't know that I've ever played with anyone that used a greens book while we're playing. Now, I'm not playing in tournament play, okay? And we play along. You see these guys on TV, as soon as they walk on the green, they reach in their hip pocket and they're pulling that book out and they're looking at all those little squiggly lines and all that mess that they've got in there. You know, first of all, I'm not smart enough to figure all that stuff out. If I had one of those books, I don't even know. I couldn't even tell what it was saying, to be quite honest with you. So it wouldn't probably do me any good anyhow. I can kind of look at a green and tell you most of the time it's going to go right to left, uphill, or downhill. So that's really all you need to know, and then make your stroke. So now I'm not putting for a couple $1 million like these guys do on occasion, but I think it's a good thing, Carlos. I think we're getting too bogged down with all this technical stuff. You know, it's just too much. Just play the game, keep it moving on. You know, I don't know. I'm kind of surprised at this in a way that the tour would go ahead and take this stance and get this done. Like you said, the USGA and the R&A are looking at this and they're probably going to do something, but the tour just said, okay, let's get it done. Now they were meeting today. The players committee was meeting today, and they're probably going to rubber stamp this thing. So we can assume that it's going to be a rule come January 1st.
You know, the first thing to know, like you're mentioning, and people may not know, but this is just a local rule that would be applied to PGA Tour events only. Okay, so green reading books are perfectly legal under the R&A and USGA rules. They exist right now for thousands of courses other than Augusta National, and every course that's hosted a PGA Tour, let's say the last 5 years at least. This rule will not remove those old books from circulation. So to put this in mischievous high school terms, the cheating materials are still around, But the tour is telling the players, hey, you cannot simply trace lines on an old reading book into an approved books. They can also not look into an old green reading book or any sort of laser rendering, make educated lines based on general observations. The message to them is clear. You can only make lines if you played the course or you watched it on TV. I don't know how you can make it.
So what are you going to have? What are these referee guys that's out there in the course? They're going to come out and grab the guy's book and look at it like the Major League Baseball umpires do with the pitcher when they come off the mound. They got to check their belt and see if they got some foreign substance. How are they going to monitor this, Carlos?
Yeah, I mean, are you going to have somebody, right before they go to the first green, are you going to be like, okay, let me check your book. Okay, you're good to go. Let me check yours. You're good to go. I mean,
yours goes in the trash bin. Sorry, you're out.
Yeah, you cannot play. You don't have a green book, or use this one here. Here's a new one. You can use this one. But really, this potentially murky is the fact, like we're saying here, players will still be able to mark up the illustration of the book in the approved books. In addition to writing down break, guys, often you see them huge X. Okay, I'm not going that part of the green. I'm going to avoid it. Or they put those arrows, pointing to a particular slope that they find that is severe. So a number of players also have plenty of experience with those green reading books. They know what a 3% slope feels like. I don't know what a 3% is. It just reminds me, one time I was watching Formula One and I see Lewis Hamilton radio. And I think I have 1 PSI less on the left front tire. How in the world do you know there's 1 less PSI? But anyway, the thing is that this seems to be more to rely on the honor system, right? So looking through every player's yardage book, like you were saying, to determine if his notes disqualify a previously approved book is simply not feasible. You're not going to do that. They will also have to trust a player's word when he says, no, I drew the lines based on my experience. I played here before, so I did these lines that way. Or I watched Tiger play and he did that. Not by remembering the same green reading books he used for a golf course for the past 30 years. So, Fred, the memo says that the PGA Tour rules staff will collaborate with the USGA to educate players ahead of the January implementation date. I think there are going to be a lot of many questions still remain unanswered. And I think that's just going to start to, some controversy going there starting January 1st.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. But I think this is a step in the right direction. We just get too bogged down with too much information, too much data. I know professional golfers want to control every piece of data they can control, okay? Every part of their game that has some measure of control, they want to control that. But look, it's still a game. We look at a green, use your own intelligence, use your own experience, make the putt, let's move on.
Definitely. And hey, we'll definitely be talking about this starting January, and you'll see a few months after that. But it's going to be interesting. I mean, I'm always being, let's speed the game up. So if this helps, let's do it. But anyway, thank you for joining us. Remember to subscribe to our channel so you can keep up to date with the latest in golf news and information. Also follow us on Twitter, Back9 Report with the number 9 in the middle. So until next time, thank you for joining us.